GTA San Andreas, still to this day, one of the best open world games ever made. Personally for me, it's still my favourite game of all time. What a game it was, with the upcoming remaster for the original trilogy known as GTA the Trilogy Definitive Edition, bit of a mouthful, and with me recently getting the Platinum Trophy for the original version of San Andreas, I thought it'd be a great time to talk about this masterpiece. Firstly, the open world. Playing it back 17 years later, the open world is still top tier. With the open world design being so common in modern gaming, there's still very few games that holds a candle to the open world of San Andreas. Every location still feels unique and distinctively different from each other. Every location had personality. Dark, often rainy, the middle of nowhere feeling pine tree countryside, the mysterious barren hot desert, orange, smoggy, gang war-ridden Los Santos, rainy, cold, hip and bustling city of San Fierro, the hot, glamorous Las Venturas. Every place had character and a feel. Just like Vice City and GTA 3, San Andreas was based on real cities, but still felt like their own unique place with its own character. Something that is slightly lost on the HD era of GTAs in my opinion. Los Santos was Los Angeles, San Fierro was San Francisco, and Las Venturas was Las Vegas. These cities were more closely depicted than GTA 3 was, but as mentioned still felt like their own place. Little touches were added to give a place extra character and feel. On the PS2 version, each place had a coloured tint and a coloured skybox making it feel different. Los Santos had an orange tint with an orange skybox in the evenings. San Fierro often rained, but when it was sunny, it had a cold blue tint to everything. The limited draw distance was masked by a kind of smog or fog, a common technique for games back then. Each place had a different coloured smog in line with the skybox. The PS2 limitations kind of did have its own charm to it, like the PS2 version of San Andreas does have its kind of charm to it. Then we had the music and radio stations. Each location seemed to have a few radio stations tied to it and themed around it. This was clear from the fact that most drivers in each location were playing certain radio stations. So for example, when jacking a car in the countryside, most of the time K-Ro's radio station would be playing the country music station. But in Los Santos, in the ghetto, most of the time it would be the Radio Los Santos station, the good old 90s gangster rap station. I vividly remember the I Love a Rainy Night song playing whilst it was dark and rainy and it was night time, driving through the harrow pine trees of the whetstone countryside.
Beautiful sight, I love to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips, in the moonlight shadows. Showers wash all my cares away. I wake up to a sunny day, 'cause I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love.
That song captures the feel of the pine countryside so well. Each radio station captured a feel of the place, it was so good. SFUR played classic 90s house, which was based on San Fierro, which back then, San Francisco had a big 90s house scene. As mentioned before, Radio Los Santos played 90s hip-hop, capturing that gang-ridden streets of Los Santos feel. DST played rock that made you feel like you was in the desert. The Horse of No Name song on that station always comes to mind when I think of the desert in San Andreas.
You see, I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain.
GTA 3 brought to the gaming world the feeling of a truly open world sandbox game where there was no restrictions on what you could do at the time. In San Andreas, it was taken to a whole new level. The fun of stealing cars, mowing down tons of people and just all around messing around, as well as being able to do a variety of missions in a bustling city via Liberty City in GTA 3 was groundbreaking. But imagine now being able to do that in 3 cities and 3 connected countrysides. Now imagine a huge layer of depth via an insane amount of content. San Andreas had an unbelievable amount of content. There was always a feeling of always having something to do. Still to this day, it has the most to do in any GTA game. You could get girlfriends who would provide different perks to your character, so like for example not losing your weapons when dying, that was a useful one. You could now enter multiple buildings, you could buy houses with a variety of different interiors. There was tons of mini games. You could play pool, basketball, play arcade video games. Yeah, video games within a video game, unheard of at the time. You could dance, you could do lowrider challenges, play various casino games. All of this was an industry new at the time. Rockstar paved the way for many other games to include mini games within their games. Then you had RPG elements. You could hit the gym to rank up your stamina, muscle, as well as learn different fighting moves in different gyms. You had driving skills and flying skills which would naturally level up, but could be leveled up more from driving schools. Your skill level had to be high enough to then compete in racing stadium events. You had to eat food once in a while, but could become fat if you ate too much. Thankfully it wasn't annoying though, and you generally didn't have to eat frequently. The level of customization on CJ was fantastic. You could shop at a variety of different clothes shops, different barbers who offered different hairstyles. You could remain skinny, get fat, get muscly. How you wanted CJ to look was completely in your hands. With all these things in mind, it felt like there was a real purpose to the money in the game. Then you had the sheer amount of vehicles in the game. Not only were there tons of types of cars and bikes, there's also other types of vehicles. BMX bikes, planes, various military vehicles like the Hover Harrier, fighter jets, attack helicopters. There's even a jetpack you can use to fly around. At the end of the game, there was the challenge of conquering Los Santos, gang warfare, taking over all gang territories to be yours. A really great addition to the GTA series. It was truly mind-boggling how much variety the open world of San Andreas had, not only from its design and size, but because it was packed with so much content. The sheer variety of the open world, the distinctive feel of each place, and the role each city had on the range of side activities. The open world of San Andreas still to this day is a fantastic open world you want to get lost in. The world of San Andreas still holds up so well today. I really still don't think, after all these open world games, that anyone has topped San Andreas yet. And that truly is a remarkable thing to still say about a game from 2004. GTA San Andreas for me, still one of the best games ever made.
Lady, enjoy it.
Mikey, I can't feed my kids, and the rent's due.
Whoa, bitch, settle it down. Are you saying this ain't the greatest country in the world? Wait, hold on, wait, number one. USA,